Swear to God, if it's raining.
Bruh.
Oh my fucking God. This is a way to return to Xbox. Oh, this is just what I need. Never mind, because we're doing a restart. Oh my word. Okay.
What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. We are finally back racing, league racing on the Xbox side of things. Welcome back to Redline Racing League. Now, for the Saturday Night League here for Season 2, we're here for round 16 here actually for the Singapore Grand Prix. Now, first things first, you probably will be well aware by now that obviously I've obviously commentated this side of things for Redline Racing League on the Monday night side with Frizy. But obviously, I sort of got coaxed back a little bit to coming back onto the racing side onto Xbox for, sort of like when before the season started a little bit because obviously Mitchie 950 usually commentates on the Saturday nights here. So obviously there was some decent numbers in the first season. Not been the same amount of numbers that has been on the second season, and obviously I was taking my time, obviously, because obviously I didn't want to rush into things too much, because obviously I've been hearing about the numbers sort of thing. But I'm back. I'm going to be racing this league for pretty much the rest of the season here, and not going to lie, I'm probably going to be a little bit rusty on the Xbox side of things. Obviously, it's been a fair while since I've actually raced on Xbox. I have to go back a fair way. I think it might have been AOR was probably the last time I've actually raced on Xbox side of things. So, yeah. And obviously I am using my, other sort of Fanatec wheelbase side of things for the Xbox side of things. I probably could have done it with use the same wheelbase for the that I normally use on the PS4, because I think you can use it for both PS4 and Xbox, and even PC as well if I wanted to. You never know, I might have a venture in PC one of these days anyway. But if you haven't worked out already, I'm driving the Haas for this pretty much the remainder of the season here. I felt like, considering, I felt like this was you could say the right choice of car. I mean, I haven't driven the Haas in a very long time, and it didn't feel right joining another team, sort of like, that I've already got drivers sort of thing, or either some have had a driver but had not had a second one. But I thought I'd make it pretty simple and have a sort of thing where some teams have one driver each sort of thing. Although in this race some teams will have two drivers in the same team. I think that's both Racing Point and Mercedes cars, obviously. And you probably will be well aware of some of the names, obviously, on the Xbox side that I've raced with in the past here. As you can see here, my rustiness is really showing here around Singapore. Of course, I did do the Singapore
start.
did I do the Singapore side of things on PS4 before this race? I can't actually remember, but I had a sort of an idea of the setup-wise. Again, thank you to I think it was Paris actually who gave us the setup here. Well, I may have actually borrowed it, sort of thing. I think somebody else may have asked for it in the VSR chat, but I'm basically using this on the Xbox side of things. Whether it actually works or not, I don't really know here. But pretty much, I'm just here to have fun at this point in time, anyway. But we're about to finish our first flying lap on the medium combat tyres, and then this moment happens. I'll just let you.
Oh my days! Well, that was a view and a half. Thank you, Cowboy.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say. That was certainly an entertaining view.
What did I just see on my screen? I'm definitely putting that clip up in the Redline Racing League.
I don't know what Calbo's theory from that one was, but oh my God, it was certainly an entertaining view of that one. Not really sure whether in real life we would have survived anyway, but just bear in mind, of course, you can sort of we sort of do this for a little bit of racing and a little bit of fun as well, sort of thing. So that actually lap time while that was going on actually put me up into P2. I don't think it was too far away actually from Broken Reptile, who was the top at the moment. Obviously, lap 1 I had actually validated, but I would have put myself on provisional pole considering everybody else was only doing in the 37s here. And of course, bearing in mind I haven't raced some of these guys for quite a while, so you probably will recognise a few names up there and there. So here we are on the medium compounded tyres here. Well, I'm actually going to show you this lap here because, well, you'll be interested to know what happened a little bit later on, actually. So through we go the Anderson Bridge, over through to turn 13. Now to the back part of the Esplanade here. Now I'll be sizing up, it'll be the second of the DRS, sorry, third of the DRS zones around here. We actually go purple through the middle sector there. Now through Raffles Avenue, turns 15 and 16. See, it was actually turn 17 where I actually invalidated earlier on, so I took a little bit less curve through there. Now through 18 and 19, where we've had a little bit of a glitchy tyre barrier in the past, in the previous games, but thankfully not in this game. I think I gave the wall a little bit of nudge there coming out of 19, but coming through turn 21 and into the final couple of corners through here is obviously Ryan retiring. We just ran a little bit too wide in the end, but the lap time was so close, I kid you not, it would have probably been up close, there or thereabouts.
I think I would have been even with Reptile.
Which was about a 35.
What
was it a
How
35?
Close would I have been? If I didn't run wide, 35.655 to a 35.654. Fuck. I would have had Reptile. I would have been close. I would have been on the front row. Fuck.
1/10,000. 1/10,000. I think it was a 1/1000 of a second. It was so close in the end. But, of course, and obviously Broken Reptile did improve. We'll have a look at the full results in a second. We'll show you the other highlights. Matt actually went for a spin. I think he'd already invalidated his lap time by this time anyway, but he's now lost his front wing at the moment where Nelson PK had his moment, but tried to nearly replicate what Calbo did in the final corner, but failed miserably, unfortunately. Sorry, Matt. But is Warden having a little bit of a spin around as well. I think he was just having a little bit of fun, as you'll probably be able to tell here. Again, probably not similar style anyway to Calbo. Nothing in top Calbo's moment in qualifying, that is for sure. I think I'm actually listening to the stream there from memory. Anyway, so try to listen to the stream there. But it is Broken Reptile is on pole. Actually,
for people who are watching my my point of view, Mitchie saying on the stream that I should be wearing the Haas gear, which I am.
Which is obviously a known fact. Basically, whatever team I'm driving, if I've got their team kit, I will wear it.
On the front row, just saying. 35.655. I would have been bloody close at first lap with Reptiles.
Of course, Reptiles improved at a 35.189 on soft, so he's got provisional pole, and Zombie, I think, got up into P2 as well. But again, I would have been on the front row had I not fucked up my lap coming around the final corner there. So, see, race strategy-wise, we're going to be pretty much doing this strategy, which is pretty much the norm around here, mediums to hards. Thankfully, no rain around the night skies at Singapore. Rain can spice things up a little bit here, but as we head off for the formation lap, I think it was before the it was either, I can't actually remember, it was full qualifying or after qualifying and then into the picking the strategies and whatnot or whatnot. But Broken Reptile actually left the lag or disconnected from the lobby there, so obviously I tried to help him out with getting an invite back into the lobby. So
I remember my overtake button.
His race is not really going too well at the moment, and I mean, if he does rejoin just in time for the start, if you've watched TRL Limitless's videos or anybody else's that sort of had a similar that sort of way where you've lagged out
edge.
probably before the start of the race. I think your tyres will start on a very freezing, if not dead cold, 273 degrees, which is not ideal, considering you're around here in Singapore anyway. And, well, considering I'm on mediums, the same can be said for Zombie. I think probably the other guys at the back that did not set a lap time, they'll be probably on the harder compounded tyres anyway. So the soft compounded tyre runners, they'll probably won't be going too long in this race. But I'm actually trying to remember how long it has been since I was an Xbox.
Glitch. Minus 273 degree tyres.
Yep, there's my point there. And again, apologies. I don't know why Jeff is not working on.
Here he comes.
Well, I could hear him through my headphones, but obviously it didn't work for the footage.
He might get back in the car from the start. There we go.
I don't know what's going on there. I'll have to rectify that. But here we go. We're all set for the first round back on Xbox 5. Red lights. Let's do it around Singapore. It's a very quick start there for us there, but yeah, it's a pretty okay start. Actually, Reptile had a decent start as well. He went into AI mode here. Matt gets a very good start. Zombie's gone around, I think, already off the start of this first lap here. So they're still going side by side here. But is that Matt? He was trying to do a good run here up at the inside of turn 3. Turn 5, sorry, as we go for a full spin. Thankfully, ghosting does work in this game. Well, in this league as well. So, now we're going to the back of the grid.
Thanks, Matt.
As you can probably tell, I was not overly too thrilled with Matt after that one, but we'll have a look at the replay on that one. It was probably a little bit 50-50, if I'm honest. But I think there's a little bit of audio glitch as well with Xbox. I don't know what it is, but anyway, you have to put up with it anyway. Anyway, later on in the lap, just past turn 13, we did past Cowboy pretty simply. I think he didn't really want to fight too much there, so thank you, Cowboy. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a battle going on here between, I think it's RBHR Edge and Master Berserk, as well as Fryzy's here as well in the Alpha Tauri. Of course, some of these names you'll probably remember from AOR days. It says Fryzy's hit the wall just coming underneath that sort of, well, could you call it a tunnel section? I don't really know there, but where the glitchy tyre barrier was in the past here, but he's got front wing damage. I would think he's coming into the pit lane. I think Edges as well. Fryzy absolutely bottles it coming into the pit lane. I don't know. I think he actually managed to get back in the lane, and also is that Matt also coming into the pit lane as well. So he must have got damage. Not sure whether he actually made contact with Zombie or not, but anyway, it's put him back a fair way. So pretty much there's nearly majority of the guys on the softs minus broken Reptile. As a Cowboy, I think, behind's had a bit of a spin there coming out of turn 9. So he was actually putting a little bit of pressure on us, was Cowboy. So we get our first track limits warning, I think, of this race. Meanwhile, let's have a look at this
Matt, I'm here.
Replay off the starts here. So we'll slow it down here. Now, obviously, I'm obviously trying to go the inside line here. It does sort of give me a little bit of room here. And it probably was a risky move. I mean, a lap one, it's probably one of those 50-50 ones, really, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, I wasn't overly too thrilled with Matt at the time, but probably can understand it a little bit later on here. But we continue on as long as we can. Warden actually started on the soft compounded tyres. I don't know why. I think he's just pretty much trying a bit of a challenge here for this race again. So I'm trying to see how many pit stops he can do to get to the end of this race. I'm not actually too sure as we get lost at the back end there. So next up is Master Berserk, actually. Well, actually, hold that thought. It's actually broken Reptile, who's gone for a spin at turn 5. So maybe the softs are starting to die off already, or otherwise he's touched the curb or something else is going on. We're just managing to get away without any front wing damage there through turn 8. Again, I don't know how the hell I survived that without getting any wing damage, but we survived all of that anyway. But lap 4, we were just pretty much doing our own thing, just trying to close the gap to Master Berserk.
What? You're kidding me. What?
And then for some unknown reason, obviously I've got
what the hell?
Front wing damage here. But just for some unknown reason, my wheel just basically just, well, gives up. Basically, well, I wouldn't say give up. I mean, it was still powered on, but it just randomly loses connection. Now, of course, I've sort of had this thing in the past, but you can probably tell here from my webcam POV. I obviously had to turn the wheel off, turn it back on again, obviously on the wheelbase. If that didn't work, then I have to probably turn it off on the PowerPoint. But as we get it back going again, I actually had to pause there for a little bit there, so I lost a lot of ground as we get it back going again. So Yeah, that was a little bit of a glitch I did not want to happen. Especially, like I said, my first race back on Xbox in a fair long while here. So, but the front wing damage is not really going to be helping us here. So I think I'm probably going to have to make a bit of a change to the strategy here. I might have to actually come in at the end of this lap, which I do. So we'll be diving it in and chucking on a new front wing. So nearly lose the back end coming off the curbs there. So we'll pull to the left side of the screen here. Obviously just keeping out of everybody's way as I pretty much do what Frizy did earlier on. As into the lane we finally go. As we follow Broken Reptile in as well. He's getting off the softs. Second track limits warning there. So that probably was deserved there because of what occurred. Crossing the pit lane entry. As Matt is now retired from this race. Don't really know why, to be honest, because I mean there was only 11 runners for this race. I mean 10 is top 10 obviously score points. So I mean if you had another there was another retirement before Matt, then yeah we'll breeze over that one there. But we went on to another set of the medium compounded tyres. Obviously, was thinking obviously we can still do this this one stop and get to the end. There's a yellow flag. I think that's for Matt's car, just finding pretty much a safe spot for his car to retire, which of course it will eventually anyway. But come towards the end of lap 6, we pick up our first 3-second time penalty of the race, and we get a bit of front wing damage again. So that hasn't really worked out, as we absolutely cut the final, nailed the final corner there. And didn't even get a warning. So I was actually very shocked about that one, to be honest, because that was dead set deserved a warning. There's been a commotion here in front there between, I think, Frizy and Broken Reptile. I don't actually know what happened there. I think someone may have outbroken himself there. I'm not actually too sure, but that was another nice couple of free spot positions there. So that gets us up into position 7. Another warning there for exceeding track limits. Of course, Singapore is known for a lot of track limits around here, as Warden comes in again for another pit stop. This is the second one in the space of a few laps, so that didn't really take long for Warden. Again, I think he's just trying to have a bit of fun, really. Warden doesn't really race a lot these days, so probably just the odd occasion he does race a lot. But anyway, on to lap 9. We finally catch up to another car here, which is RBHR Edge in the Red Bull. Here, and we'll see if we can try and take advantage here. He absolutely cuts turn 5. That probably would have been a track limits warning there. I would not be surprised if it is anyway, but see if we can try and take a full advantage. He covers the inside line here, but we're going to try and go the long way around here, outbrake him, and we get the move done pretty slick as you like, up now into 6th place. Next up is actually Warden, who's about, I think it's 8 seconds up the road here, so it's obviously we've got a bit of a fair drive here, so we'll probably be skipping over maybe a few laps here, of course. That's depending on nothing else happening around here, which, I mean, not much did happen, except track limits warnings, probably. But that was another one around the final corner there. But now on to lap 10 now. Not really doing too much there. But literally right up close to the wall there through turn 18. Again, I don't know how I didn't lose a front wing from that one. It's lap 11. There's a lap car of, I think that was Calvo in the Williams, who's just pretty much, I think, moseying on around, I think, for this race. I could be wrong here, but we go very, very wide and get our second track limits warning of this race. So up to 6 seconds now of penalties for this one. As you can obviously tell, obviously Jeff's is not coming through. Again, I don't know why. I thought I fixed that issue, but probably, I don't know whether I have for the next couple or not, as I nudged the wall coming through a turn 10, the old Singapore sling. So we actually get a strategy change here, and you'll see why in a minute. If I will probably change my MFD, I think we'll show it in a second, potentially. That's why, because I think I've made my wing a little bit more damage now. Well, a bit more yellow, a bit more darker yellow, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, we were just going on here as long as we can till we get onto the hard compounded tyres, really. As we cut turn 16, and no wonder track limits warning again. So we're pretty much getting close to another time penalty for this race. So we'll make a nice, cleaner pit lane entry this time around. Because that was Warden, I think, going. Who was that? I actually couldn't quite tell who that car was. It might have been the Williams, I think, Cowboy going by me. But back into the lane we go. We're pretty much in no man's land here at the moment, as we'll obviously get the front wing change here and onto the hard compounded tyres, so we should go to the end of the race. Edge does follow me, pretty much I think does the similar strategy as well, so that seemed pretty slick there for the Haas boys.
That's positive.
But we've still got a pretty handy gap to break from Reptile, so we should maintain our position 6 here, but of course we've lost a lot of ground to the guys in front, namely Warden, SBR Ambrose, of course, was formerly DJR TP17, of course, but has now changed his name because he's not a Penske fan anymore, he's an Ambrose fan, even though technically he might be a Walkinshaw Ready United fan, I've heard. We're getting a lot sideways there coming out of the pit lane because the hards were definitely a lot cold compared to the mediums, but we're going to push on as long as we can here. There's a yellow flag, I think, because possibly Edge had a spin, but that was enough to bring out the safety car, which, I mean, I was a lot shocked about, if I'm completely honest. That actually was enough to bring out the safety car here.
So that safety car? Warden?
Well, I was thinking it was actually Warden, but I believe it might have been Edge. I'm not 100% too sure on that one there, but we are going to pit at the end of this lap here and get off these hard compounded tyres, I think, to get another track limits warning there. So we are getting closer to 9 seconds, obviously trying to keep within the delta window, of course, under a safety car. But I did think about pitting, but I thought better of it here because obviously I'm on the harder compounded tyres, so I mean I'll probably be losing a lot more ground to the guys in front here as we absolutely cut turn 1. Yeah, that was a deserving penalty there from me. Well, it gives us another warning as well, so I don't know whether that's 2 warnings in one go or what, but there's a safety car, so obviously we're trying to catch up here, but then I make an absolute blunder of this one, as you'll see very shortly. That being, I was way over the delta, and I've got myself a drive-through penalty, which I can't serve basically until the safety cars come in. So, yeah, this race is really going downhill now. Frizy now retires in the pit lane, so he's had enough of Singapore. But we're slowly but surely catching up here. We're literally cutting corners as well. Not by a stupid long way, of course, but slowly but surely catching up to these guys in front as we nearly lose the back end coming out of turn 21 there. But we are slowly but surely catching up finally as we get to lap 15. We finally catch up to the back of the 2 Red Bulls as, well, it says the safety car's telling me to pass Age even though he's off the track there, saying he's slow. But then eventually, well, I mean, it sort of did work in the end, and now we got ahead because the Edge is now a lap a lap down actually, so I mean, technically, probably should get his lap back. Cody's, this should be fixed, hopefully. As we had a little bit of a moment there. I think I was in too high a gear. That's probably why my car slowed down. I can't actually quite remember there. Edge nearly got back in front of me. But thankful to Edge, obviously, he let me go there so I could have a shot here, obviously. I will have to serve this drive-through penalty. I'll probably have the first couple of laps, maybe. Then, obviously, serve it at the last minute there. But take it nice and cautiously. I think one of the Mercs, I don't know which one of them is actually leading this race, whether it's Ryan or Master Berserk actually. We're just taking it nice and cautiously through here to the final chicane, just waiting for everyone to go. We actually got a 5-second penalty for a collision from Edge, which I sort of gave him a little bit of a brake check there. Which means I've obviously got another 5-second penalty as well, so that's really helping my cause here at the moment. Which I felt was a little bit dirty there, but obviously I got my payback anyway, so you're welcome, Edge. So he's got front wing damage from that. Meanwhile, we're obviously we're back racing again, obviously, if you haven't worked that out already. So now we're obviously trying to put pressure here on Zombie, which didn't happen a lot till pretty much the next lap here, so everyone pretty much pulled away in front here, but now we'll try and put a bit of pressure here on Zombie. We're obviously have not raced each other in a fair while, but so we'll see if we can try and make a move around the outside. It's very, very close to the rear end. I thought for a second I was going to put him in the wall there. Zombie giving me a little bit of a nudge there, probably going back to AORF2 days, but I give him probably a little nudge back there and get that position done. So that's P5 for us. Next up's the 2 racing points there, but by golly, that was close. Give it a little weave there. I can't actually remember whether I was enjoying that or hating it, but anyway. We're now slowly but surely closing in on these guys, both Warden and SBR Ambrose, which which is a bit hard to say that gamer tag because he's still known as Penske. Water goes for a big move down the inside. We get a little bit sideways coming out of turn 13. We'll see if we can try and join this battle very shortly. Side by side here to turn 14. We'll see if we can try and get this move done as Penske got a little bit sideways coming out of the corner at turn 14. Have a little think about it on Water. Probably was a risky one. If I went a little bit deeper, I probably would have turned him around, obviously. And obviously, Water and I probably don't have... We have our moments, let's just say that, friendship-wise. But anyway, luckily we avoided that one there. And in the end, obviously, I had to end that battle, unfortunately, and come into the pit lane here and basically serve a drive-through penalty. So, yeah, this is pretty much the slow... What it was the sad state of going down the drive-through penalty on your own down the pit lane with nothing else is happening around you. So we basically served this drive-through penalty. We should be able to hopefully finish this race. But of course, I don't get any more corner cutting penalties, which seems unlikely. Then that happens where I get on the power too early and hit the wall coming out of there. So now I've got more front wing damage from that. So. Yes, this race is really going downhill, but I was committed to finishing this race, whether either DNF or get disqualified or what. I was still keen on finishing this race here, but you can see we're well and truly off the pace. At the moment, we're well behind Broken Reptile, obviously, but we're going to put the pit it again, this time in a matter of a lap, really, if you don't include the safety car, but
pit lane.
We're in the pit lane once again, so we're going to have to get a front wing change. And I think we're going to get chuck on the medium compactor tyres if my memory serves me correctly here. But also to this as well, because of the 5-second penalties, I have to take one of them, obviously, because of that incident with Edge. Anyway. So we'll have to serve that one of them anyway to get that out of the way. Actually, I'll take that back. I went on to soft compactor tyres. I think I was probably trying to get a fastest lap of the race, even though like there's 9 guys left in this race. Obviously, top 10, whoever finishes there gets the fastest lap of the race. So I thought may as well have something up my sleeve here, take something out of this race, if anything. So yes, we'll wait to see here. So we're Cowboy's a fair way off the pace, and Reptile's a fair way up the pace. Anyway, up the road, there's another 3-second time penalty.
To the list.
Yep, another one to the list. So you'll probably be counting the amount of times I'm getting corner cuts around here. But we're going to stick a board here for a lap around Singapore because I felt why not. And this probably would have been my fastest lap of the race had it not been for something unusual as we absolutely nailed turn 22 there. But here we go, on to the front straight. Let's go for a lap around the sights of Singapore. Into turn 1, very nicely through there over the curbs. Now to turn 3, probably one of the slowest corners around here. Coming out of turn 4 up Republic Boulevard through turn 5. Take probably a nice bit of curb there. There's one of the DRS zones here through down Raffles Boulevard. Turn 6, which is flat, obviously, through here. Now into turn 7, we actually get purple through to sector 1. Whether that's true or not, I don't actually know. Now to turn 8, go pretty much left, right for the time being. And then we'll go to another left here through turn 9, trying to avoid the curb and the wall as best as you can. Now through up to turn 10, which is the old Singapore sling, which obviously has changed in recent memory. Last couple of years, as Cowboy has actually retired from the Grand Prix. There's his car, missing a few wheels there by the looks of things. Over the Anderson Bridge through turn 13. Now size it up through Esplanade Drive here, using every single bit of ERS and rich mix as best I can. Go green in sector 2, nearly touching the wall there. Thankfully managing to avoid it. 2.1 seconds faster than our fastest time, which I think was on the mediums. So there's another yellow flag up here because I think there's someone that's lost a wing. If I'm not mistaken here, I think it looks like it's RBHR Edge, who of course is a lap car. So I think he's just pottering around at this moment of time. As we come around the final couple of quarters here, let's see what the lap time would have been. It was actually invalidated, I think, because of the corner cuts, is 1:37.640, which was 2.9 seconds quicker than what our previous best lap time was there. So I don't know whether it would have been enough to get the fastest lap time off New Zealand Ryan, but probably wouldn't have mattered too much anyways. We pick up another track limits warning there. Don't know what I was doing there. Probably just checking to see what the actual fastest lap of the race was, which I don't think I was too far away. So, which you probably would have seen there anyway. But obviously you can't hear Jeff, but I could. Anyway, so as we get another 3-second time penalty. So this is probably going to be the downfall of my race for this one, I think. So we'll wait and see. As we pick up another track limits warning there. This will probably be the common theme now for this race here. So and as you can see, we're now flying it again, cutting through turn 16. That seems to be a common thing I seem to cut around this track here. I don't know why that is the case, but now we flow it underneath turn 19 and 20. A little bit sideways through there, but we're managing to avoid all of that. Fly through the final couple of corners here. I think this was actually my fastest lap of the race, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a 38.698. It's about 1.87 seconds quicker than the previous time, which obviously did count because obviously I didn't invalidate anywhere else. So that is an added bonus, but we're slowly but surely.
Virtual.
That was Edge DNFing, and it only brought out the virtual safety car. So nice try, Edge, but it failed miserably, unfortunately. So we're obviously trying to make sure we don't go over the Delta again. Thankfully, we just avoided it once again, but I would not be thrilled had I got another drive-through penalty anyway. But you see the soft compounded tyres are probably starting to wear out a little bit as well. So they're not too bad as we give a little nudge to the wall there at turn 14. Checking the wing again. I think it's not too bad. We get a 3-second time penalty now for, I don't know why, to be honest. I mean, I know across all 4 wheels across the line there, but I'm pretty sure I've seen Formula 1 cars do that. What you saw there coming out of turn 14 there, but warnings are starting to stack up on us here. I've lost count how many warnings we've actually done here as we get another track limits warning as we lose the back end quite a bit through here. Now ran it around the final corner, which is now our pit window has become open. So there's only 7 runners now left of this race. I'm pretty much on my own here on 7th as we get another 3-second time penalty. So I think we're getting very, very close here to the point where we got too many warnings for a disqualification, if I'm not mistaken, as we go for a spin there coming out of turn 5. So yes, is doing very well. It's the second time we've done that through this race, so we'll try and continue on. You see the softs are probably getting a little bit worn there. Of course, the tyres are overheating as well because obviously a spun. So we'll get ourselves back going again, and as we nearly lose the back end now, I was actually trying to just cool the tyres down as best I could there. And now I think I'm very, very sideways again, actually, coming out of turn 14. I think I'm trying to take it a little bit cautiously, because I mean, if I keep getting warnings, I probably will have to, probably will getting disqualified as we lose a bit of our front wing coming out of turn 17 there. So again, not ideal as I make the wing even more worse to make sure that the guys actually fix it at the pit stop. Hopefully they've still got some wings left after this one, but would not bank on it. Anyway, into the lane we go. Again, we're pretty much on our own here. I think we're nearly going to be lapped here by both the Mercs at this time. I'm not actually sure which one of them is actually leading at this point in time. I know Ryan is quick, but yeah, we'll have to check that one a bit later on. We're getting rid of another 5-second penalty from that, I think, the safety car restart. So we're going to chuck on the medium compounded tyres. I thought I had another set of softs up my sleeve here, but obviously not the case. So we went back onto the medium compounded tyres. We're pretty much going to go nuts till the end of this race, and fingers crossed, hopefully not getting any more warnings for another drive-through penalty. Hopefully it won't be enough to get ourselves disqualified. We make a nice exit out of the pit lane exit, so that was a relief to say the least. But through we go, turn 8, nearly coming close to the wall there. Again, very lucky I didn't lose any wing there, but thankfully we avoided all of that one. Just checking the tyre wear, probably not too bad at this early stage. And just trying to fly it nice and close to the wall as we can to turn, that was 11 I think, turn 12. And you see we're closing up to the ghosted car of Zombie Hunter. in the Red Bull. I think he was up there or thereabouts on the podium, if I'm not mistaken. We're just pretty much trying to follow his slipstream here. I think we got the DRS on that lap, but now we're going to be ghosting through him, I think, or trying to get past him here. I don't think he really has the pace at the moment to the leaders. As we got a more blue flags behind. I think it's for, who's that for? SBR Ambrose? No, it might be Warden, actually. My apologies. So we've now gone a lap down on the Racing Point driver. So now we're just pretty much having a bit of fun here as I nearly lose the back end coming through Anderson Bridge
Never
there.
saw nothing, Warden, if you look back there.
Yeah, please, Warden, just don't look. Don't look, please. If anything happened, nothing happened here as I absolutely nailed turn 1 there. Get another track limits warning. I think one more, and I'm probably going to be disqualified at this point in time, but I think Warden's now got ahead of Zombie for the time being. I think that's for actually P5 and 4. So my apologies. I thought Zombie was actually up on the podium, but not the case. I double checked there to see whether I lost any wing. I don't think I did, so very lucky there. I nearly lose it again coming through over the Anderson Bridge. Again, very lucky that nothing bad happened. And now we're just going to see if we can just try close in on Zombie and maybe get in front of a ghosted car anyway. So that's we shall see as we come around turn 14. And we get disqualified.
And I've been disqualified. Yay! 24 seconds and it's worth getting disqualified. Yes. Love to see it.
Well, to be fair, it was probably a lot more, considering obviously a few of them had come off after the.
Anyway, so. Well.
I think a few of them had obviously got taken off because of the pit stops, obviously the stop-go penalties. So, yeah, but pretty much not really much happened here. I think this is going to be Master Berserk. He is actually leading the way by a long way, and he'll win the Singapore Grand Prix. I believe that's his first RRL win, so big congrats to Berserk there. Ryan will come home in position 2. That'll make it a Merc 1-2. Very nice job from him. Obviously, he's just having a little bit of fun in this game as Racing Points. Having a little bit of a close battle here. I don't think Warden was too thrilled on Ambrose a little bit afterwards in the group chat, but he obviously now, I think Ambrose will hang on to the podium for this race as Zombie coming around the final corner to come home in P4 and crash the car. As Warden will try and do the same thing but fails. And here comes Broken Reptile to round out the 6 finishes around this track. He'll probably try and end up crashing into Zombie, but no can do. There's the wheels just disappeared then for a random moment there. I don't actually know why that is the case, but anyway. In the end, Ryan obviously got driver of the day. Probably no surprise considering he started from the back of the grid anyway. So I think Berserk's character's pretty happy with that race victory. So yeah, there you go, having a bit of a spray of champagne. So very happy. Toto Wolff will be pretty happy with that result there. So we'll have a look at the final race results, and then I'll probably conclude this video because there will not be any highlights, obviously, because they got disqualified. And although they obviously show any highlights if you get disqualified, obviously don't show you the highlights if you DNF anyway. But have a look at the final results. So it's Master Berserk winning this race over New Zealand Ryan, a Merc 1-2. Zombie ends up in position 3, actually, ahead of SBR Ambrose because of the more penalties. Warden in P5, Broken Reptile in 6th, and then the DNFers being RBHR Edge, I can't even read that, Calbo, Frizy, Matt, and then myself, who dropped to the bottom of the grid because of his disqualification. You love to see it anyway, so hopefully you enjoyed this return to the Xbox side of things on League Racing, guys and girls. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more Redline Racing League content on F1 2020, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. Like I said, I'll be doing the final couple of rounds of this Saturday season, so be sure to tune in for that. I'll leave the links down. Check out my social media channels. If you want to go check those out, they're down below, as well as the social media channels for Redline Racing League, which is just Twitter. So if you want to get in touch, if you want to sign up, you can go check those out on Twitter. But yeah, till the next time, whenever that may be, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.